Hello friends and welcome to the Ababil channel. Friends, at this time, Pakistan's pride is the JF-17 Thunder. And the big thing is that Pakistan is manufacturing it itself and also selling it to other countries. Friends, some people compare the JF-17 to the Indian MiG-21, but the MiG-21 is nowhere near a match for the JF-17 Thunder. Before the dogfight with India believed that the Su-30 was a fighter jet comparable to the JF-17 Thunder. But after the dogfight, where not only the MiG-21 but also the Su-30 were destroyed, India's perspective changed. Now India is considering acquiring Rafale jets. Friends, in this video we will compare the JF-17 Thunder and the Su-30. Friends, the Su-30 is a multi-role fighter, Sikun Punte, and the JF-17 Thunder is a multi-role combat aircraft. Multi-role means that a single fighter can perform various tasks during combat. For instance, the JF-17 can engage in aerial combat with another aircraft and can also attack targets on land and sea. The Su-30 was introduced by Russia in the 1990s, while the JF-17 was jointly introduced by China and Pakistan, according to modern requirements, in 2007. However, now, the JF-17 is being completely manufactured in Pakistan. The unit cost of the Su-30 is $37.5 million, whereas the price of the JF-17 ranges from $25 to $32 million. The range of the Su-30 is 3,000 kilometers, whereas the range of the JF-17 is 3,482 kilometers. The speed of the Su-30 is 2,120 kilometers per hour, whereas soon the speed of the JF-17 will be 2,460 kilometers per hour. The JF-17 is a lightweight single-engine jet, whereas the Su-30 is a double-engine and heavyweight jet. The Su-30 is also larger in size compared to the JF-17. Friends, being larger is considered a drawback for fighters, not an advantage, because larger objects can be targeted more easily. Without weapons, the weight of the Su-30 is 17.7 tons, and with weapons, it reaches up to 34.5 tons. On the other hand, the weight of the JF-17 without weapons is 6.6 tons, and with weapons, it is 12.4 tons. This is why, during the fake surgical strike, the Indian aircraft had to drop their payload and flee. Because if they had fled with the payload, the weight would have reduced their speed and they would have been caught. Well, let's move forward. Friends, only one pilot is needed to operate the JF-17, whereas 2 pilots are required to operate the Su-30. The service ceiling speed of the Su-30 is 17,300 meters, and for the JF-17 it is 16,900 meters. Friends, the service ceiling refers to the altitude ratio that a fighter jet can climb to. India has 250 Su-30s, while Pakistan has produced more than 100 JF-17s. The Su-30 has a greater weightlifting capability, which means it can carry heavier and longer range weapons. But what is important is that the operator should be skilled. Friends, the thing I make myself, no one can operate it better than me. Pakistan is rapidly becoming self-sufficient in defense matters, while India focuses more on purchasing than on manufacturing itself. Friends, our pilots have learned to fly aircraft that Pakistan doesn't even possess. Recently, Qatar has purchased 24 Rafale jets, and Pakistani pilots are going to train their pilots. Whereas Pakistan neither has Rafale jets nor has it considered purchasing them yet. But our pilots had already received training on those fighter jets, which India is considering including in OVO, the Indian Air Force. Friends, India is far ahead of us in terms of numbers and weaponry. India also has a military that is many times larger than ours, but Muslims do not get intimidated by numbers. Friends, I hope you liked our small effort.